fucking trust is gone in the relationship because you keep splitting.
I'm not gonna be in a physical fucking altercation with you.
Then don't.
You fucking hit me last night. You fucking...
What about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot act like that's about that. It's not.
Well, on a plane I can't split.
No, and you hit back, so don't act like you don't fucking participate.
I pushed you.
I'm not going to get into the details of that fight. You and I both know that you split when there is no physical violence involved. And that you do it like at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight. Really, when you split on me, how do you feel when I leave you?
When I split, when I go into the other room, you said.
And getting me a room, getting another room at a hotel is just the same thing.
When did I get another room at a hotel?
You text Steven or Nathan in Toronto to get you another room. You don't even know what you're talking about. You still haven't even told me what it is, but run with it.
I have told you what it is.
No, you haven't.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
You told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing, and you me in the face. And you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I watched you lie, and then I
didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You've been a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
no, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your toes?
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
that's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start physical fights?
You're such a baby! Grow the fuck up,
Because you start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable. Every single time. What's your excuse when there's not a physical fight? Then what's the excuse then? You're still being admirable, right? Just by running away? And you can sit here and call me names, but you get called a name, and what do? That's the last insult. You're a baby. You're a hypocrite. You don't do anything that you actually do. You expect from people what you can't give them.
Good morning, everyone. You know what? I'm still recovering from the slap felt around the world, okay? So I just want to make sure that Chris Rock is okay, that he's doing fine. I don't know what his next step is going to be, but I'm here for it. Thank you for subscribing, for the subscribers out there. I love you guys. And the likers, even if you don't subscribe and you see this video, you like it, it'll help me out a little bit. But the reason why I'm here today is because I have been kind of glued on to the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. I did not realize that this trial was going on. I didn't to me it looks like a criminal case, but really it's a defamation case. I did not know that you could get to have a full-on case trial for a defamation lawsuit. I mean, I guess when Ricky says something about JoJo and it's not true, Ricky get away with it, but you're just ordinary old Ricky, from the block. But if you are Johnny Depp and you're Amber Heard, that's a different story. It's like, if your whole livelihood is being jeopardized because of somebody else's false claims out there, you're gonna be in real serious trouble. And these two have been married before, and I've heard all the recordings and everything that's been happening, the testimonies from friends and family, and all these people that have cemented the fact that Amber Heard was the aggressor in all of this. And I kind of feel bad for both of them. I mean, I'm not biased with anyone because I know that, you know, people hurt people, which means that you have childhood trauma in the past and you take that with you all throughout your life. And even if you didn't have that trauma in the childhood trauma, being blindsided by your family members later on in life will have a huge effect on you. And I know that firsthand because it happened to me. But being married to this person who has this many issues, I mean, she's just really crazy, and he's not that great himself. I mean, if you're an actor, somehow, some way, there's trauma in the past, unless you're Mayim Bialik, you're, you know, I don't know, neurosurgeon or whatever. Seems like she grew up in a normal household. I don't know that, but I mean, becoming a neuroscientist and progressing yourself in that way and having something else to fall back on if you are not an actress anymore, is, you know, at least she thought about what she wanted to be and what she was interested in, and she pursued it. But if you're just an actor, you make all this money, you don't really know the direction that you're going to go, and if you don't have that foundation in your life, then it's going to be kind of hard to pursue a future that's pretty normal. I mean, I know a lot of people have done it. A lot of people have invested their money, or they were married to someone who's just a, you know, regular old Joe, regular old you know, Peggy, you know, but they were able to have a pretty normal life. However, the union between Johnny and Amber is really kind of weird because he is I think he was 52 when he met her. She was in her 20s. I mean, for a real successful actor to be able to have a relationship with a younger woman, hopped up on all these pills, hopped up on all these drugs, you know, when you are under the influence of a substance like that, a mind altering substance like that, you're kind of not in your normal, you know, state where you can think clearly and have a good direction for your life. And so is she. She's the same way. And she's also had childhood trauma, that where she was abused when she was a child or something. You know, and you put those two together, it's just like an explosive cocktail, no pun intended, Johnny. But you know, that's explosive, and it's becomes a volatile relationship. And I heard that Amber Heard was kind of like a gold digger. Like she wanted to have some clout, so she'll attach herself like a leech onto someone who is, you know, an older actor, which is Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp is an older actor, although he's very sexy. I mean, I'm gonna be the first one to admit that. You know, but she was able to attach herself to Elon Musk, who is a nerdy billionaire, and also to James Franco, who she uses her beauty, which she is very beautiful. I mean, I am going to be the first one to admit that she's very beautiful. She seems like she has some kind of a charm. Not only is she beautiful, but she also has that alluring type of vixen type, you know, mermaid allure that is attractive to any guy. You know, guys are innately sexual, but she used that very cunningly, which is, hey, you know, kudos to her. But she used that, even though she was already married to Johnny Depp, she was also having affairs with Elon Musk and James Franco in their own abode. I mean, that's just like so in your face and so blatant, that it's really, I really feel really bad for Johnny. However, he's not without blame either, because you pick that person, you pick that person without even thinking about the consequences that comes along with that. You're an older guy, and if I could just imagine, unless you're sleeping between two people, you just never know what the conversation sounds like. And I don't even know what sort of conversations they can have when they're hopped up on some kind of, substance that is mind altering to both of them. What do you do? Have sex? Yeah, maybe, but that's it. I mean, if your marriage, which is, hey, you got married, kudos, but if your marriage is based on the fact that the sex was good, then what other substance do you, or sustainability, does your marriage have, really, if that's all that you're falling back on? There's just nothing. If your conversations, if you can't even have a conversation without fighting, and if the only way that you can have a conversation is to fight and argue, then that's very damaging to a union. And how do you even get past that if that is the only thing that you can even talk about when you're talking? How do you get past that in order for you to have a conversation that's pretty normal between two people? I don't know how that, I really don't know how that can work. So, which brings us to today, that they're in court laying out their dirty laundry. I mean, seriously, if you listen to the recordings that I've listened to, it's like, wow. I just can't believe that that's been going on. I've had really bad arguments before, but it was never like that, where you end up throwing things, and hurting people, cutting people's finger. I mean, Johnny Depp had almost lost his finger. They had to reconstruct his finger. And then years later, after the divorce is over, you all have moved on, have your own lives, and then you go out and you just slice and dice and just kill and murder somebody's reputation just to get attention and get notoriety for your own lies. Hey, that's worth. I think it's worth it for Johnny Depp to have to go through this. And the reason why he had to go through this is because he tried to sue the Washington Post, who was the one that, and this is why, by the way, I was looking for information why this is being done in Virginia when they were California residents, and during their marriage. And I found out it's because the Washington Post was the vehicle in wherein she was able to do this little interview, and the article that came out that although she didn't name the person that abused her, she said abused her, who everybody's going to think it's Johnny, because there's recordings out there where they were in a fight. They were having fights, and video recordings where things are being thrown around, like recordings of how their house looked like after a big fight, testimonies of different people around them, that's part of their circle. They vouched that all these things were happening, the friends and the family and all that. So I don't know what's gonna come out of it, but I think that, that it's so funny because the jurors were mostly men. Because hey, if you had women there, who do you think they're gonna go? Whose side do you think they're gonna be on? Hello. I mean, they could be biased, or I'm not gonna make any speculations or anything like that. But I'm not a juror right now, but I feel like Johnny has more credibility than Amber does, because I mean, if you listen to the way she talks, and I mean, she's obviously a manipulator. She's obviously like a vile verbal abuser. Gucci asked him to do a ad for them, and she's like, why would they even ask you? Gucci is, they encompass class, and you're not classy. You're an old fat actor or old man. I mean just really vile things that she said to him, that it's really sad. Like, why would you say that? That's your husband, you know? It's so crazy. And I feel bad for Johnny, because he's like a timid, mellow guy, you know, who's on drugs, probably like high all the time, you know, and you're coming at him like a battery ram, you know. That's what the psychologist said, that she was just like rapid fire when she talks, and blah 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 blah, you know, like da, 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 you know. And so he can't even get a word in edgewise. I mean, it's very, very sad to think that you pick a person, you really don't have all your wits about you when you're making bad decisions because you're under the influence of whatever. And it's just sad that you change. You spent all this time, you know. Johnny was very generous with her, generous with her friends. He was letting her sister live rent free at a penthouse that he rented in this building, and rent free for however long, you know. If she just played her cards right, and she was really nice to him, and she was being a good wife in front of others, she was like that. Johnny's friend Isaac vouched for that. He was like, oh, she's really nice. I was in love with her, just like Johnny was in love with her. She was very respectful and all that, you know. But that's just for show most of the time. And whatever that's going on behind closed doors will eventually eke out of, you know, out of from private into the public eye. And now it's out there. She used Johnny to get popular, but yet she was projecting herself to Johnny, that it was like a competition between them. But when you're married to someone, you can't compete with them. You have to be teammates, and you have to work together to get, you know, put both of your successes together. It makes you big. But they squandered all that, and now they're in court right now fighting it out. And I'm sure that if they had a choice to either do this or not, they would choose not to do this. But because it got so far as to really taint Johnny Depp's reputation, and his career is now in jeopardy. He was supposed to be getting parts, you know, like more Pirates of the Caribbean and other things, but he didn't. And the companies were turning away from him because of the reputation that he's a wife beater. That's something that he needed to fight for, and now they're in court. So I don't know what's gonna happen. She has a baby now, and I don't know, you know. I mean, she was really very nice on her IG post, which I think is another manipulation tactic on her part, where she was saying we should move on, you know. I respect Johnny, I love Johnny, just to get his sympathy. But I think he's past that. He's past falling for her wiles. Like, he woke up, and thank God he woke up, so she doesn't do this to another person. I don't know what happened with Elon Musk. They were dating. Elon, you know, he's a nerd, computer nerd, a rich computer nerd. So I think she just wanted to attach herself with these influential and popular and rich, wealthy men for her own benefit. And eventually, after she was done with Johnny, she had a girlfriend. So, you know, not my place to say anything, but if your life is not based on the word of God, and it's not based on what you're on this earth to do, I mean, she could have used that platform to get more people to come to God. But if you're not godly to begin with, and this is why, it says in the Bible too, that in the Psalms has a whole thing about it, like, how can you let these people who are crazy, who are ungodly, just be so wealthy and have a great life, and da 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 da, but if you think about it, would you rather have the money and have a crazy life like this that you can't control it, anymore, because you were so greedy and you stepped on people to get to the top? Or do you just want to have a peaceful life, be happy and contented with what you have, and live your life for God? Because this is just this life is not it. It's a rehearsal. It's rehearsal for what's to come. So, I don't really want to be preachy or anything, but knowing what I know and how I see from an outsider looking in, it's not the life I would want to have. That's my spiel. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you again. You know what? I want to call you guys something, because I want to feel like I'm talking to a friend. So everybody is going to be called Hank and Peggy. Okay, so all the guys are going to be Hank, all the girls are going to be Peggy, because the most favorite show that I'm again rewatching these days is King of the Hill. Have you guys ever seen the cartoon? So funny. It's not a cartoon for kids, so don't let your kids watch, because it's kind of PG or rated R. No, not rated. It's not rated R, but there's some parts of it that are not for kids at all. So King of the Hill, you're Hank and you're Peggy. So when I'm talking to you guys are my friends, okay? I'll see you guys later. Mwah. XOXO. Bye.